Brr, it's colder than a witch's teat out here, my dudes. This is the track review of Winter SX2, and this dude uploaded both of these tracks like bang bang 1 and 2, so the dude's name is V something, Mickey, I don't know what his name is, so yeah, this is a pretty okay track. I thought the first one was okay as well. I think the strong suit to both of these tracks are the sort of like theme around them. It's something a little different, so it kind of, it's a little bit more eye candy to you, and it makes your eyes pop a little bit. It's like, whoa, this is some different, cool looking track. But in reality, when you ride on them, they're not quite as exciting as they may seem from the outside. The downside to these tracks is definitely the on track, the jumps. They're a little bizarre in the way they're built. I was really impressed with the corners though. That is something that was a little bit more fun with the Winter SX1. I think they were a little bit more prevalent on the first winter track, and then the second one they're not quite as flowy in the corners, but they were kind of cool. It reminded me of like a JGMX corner or something like that, where it was just built like perfectly, where you did not have to let off the gas at all. This second track here, it's got a couple of them, but they're just not quite as big, like I was saying, so you can't get going quite as hardcore in every corner on this track. But yeah, it's like I really enjoyed the ground decal. As far as like visually and all that kind of stuff, everything's pretty good. I would call this like up there visually wise, and just like doing something a little different, all that kind of stuff. Definitely good for doing all that, but yeah, it's just a little bit stale on the on track. I don't know. I don't know if it's the layout of it, or if it's the way the jumps are built. Like, they are a little bit rolled off, more so than you would kind of expect. I don't know. Whenever Supercross tracks get those rolled off jumps, it just gives it a whole different kind of feel. I don't know. Like the whoops are kind of the same way. They're really big, rolled off, so they're not difficult at all. They remind me a lot of like how those really big, long, smoothed off whoops were in 2014 Supercross. Would have been on like Atlanta and some of those tracks. That's kind of what these whoops feel like. They're kind of a replication of that. So I don't know. I was never the biggest fan of those kind of whoops. I don't know. I always liked whoops that took a little bit more skill. These kind of whoops, you can just basically blindly hit them, because they're so rounded off and so big that there's no chance really of the bike like bouncing or kind of going down in one. And even if it does go down in one, it's not that big of a deal, because they're so rounded off. So yeah, I was over here playing in the snow, bro, building a snowman, but I was seeing what the heck these jumps were over here. I wasn't really sure. Then that jump right there, I couldn't tell where I was landing, because everything is just like snow white, so it was actually really hard to see where the heck I was landing right there. But yeah, this first little jump over here, it has got a crazy lip on it, dude. It doesn't really look like it, because like I'm saying, you can't even really see it very good, but I'm telling you, like, that lip right there is gnarly, bro. I mean, it's straight up and down. It's almost like so much of a lip that you can't even really whip the bike on it. If you guys know what I'm talking about, like when you get such a peaked lip on something and you try to whip it, it'll just like send the bike either left or right. And that's kind of how this jump right here was. I don't know, like from a distance it just doesn't look like that, but when you hit it, it's like, oh my gosh, dude. And I think the skybox matches this track perfectly. It gives it just a winter type feel to it. I don't know. It's like perfect pink looking, light pink looking sky. I mean, that is a perfect skybox, bro. Like, you could not have picked a better skybox, I'm telling you. And the way it kind of like, it almost looks like the light comes through the trees. I mean, awesome. And he's got kind of little rolling hills, like snow hills in the background. I love how he did that. As far as like all the off-track stuff, I mean, pretty solid, dude. Like, shout out to you for that. Not bad job on that. I know when you're just dealing with snow, it's kind of hard to vary some of the off-track stuff, but yeah, The on-track, I don't know. With the Supercross track, they can definitely be a little on the boring side sometimes, but that corner right there is super sharp, dude. You got to definitely make sure you're letting off the gas. Right here, you kind of come into this little snow section. I'm not really sure if it has a different traction. It doesn't feel like it does. So I don't know if he added that dynamic in there, but I'm just saying it doesn't feel like it, so I don't really know. But yeah, just smooth corners, simple jumps. You can kind of quad up on this thing and then jump off. And yeah, just a very simple designed Supercross track right here. Nothing too crazy, nothing too unique about it or anything like that. And I guess it's not that short, but something about it makes it feel kind of short. I don't know if it has a lack of, like, you know, difficult type rhythm sections or what the deal is, but it just, I don't know, man. Something about it just isn't quite as exciting. This little section you can kind of jump right here, and then if you try to hook all the way over, it's not worth it at all. That's another thing that's kind of with this track right here. It doesn't really feel like you can separate yourself anywhere on this track. It just has a very, very simplistic style in the way that it was built. So yeah, but okay track. I mean, I love the decals and the different kind of log cabin over there and some of the off-track work and stuff, but overall, man, I mean, I don't know. It's like if he just would have added a little bit more variation as far as the trees and stuff out here and then made the on-track better, it would have been perfect. So, I mean, I guess I got to give it like an 8 overall because the off-track is really, really solid. I actually did enjoy just the scenery and everything. It definitely keeps you into the track a little bit, but yeah, I would say 8 overall. I would say the difficulty, I mean, I would say it's easy. I don't really know. I mean, this is an easy Supercross track, but it's not like it's kind of bizarre in the way it's built, but it still is easy at the same time, if that makes any sense at all. So anyways, don't freeze your nips off out here, bro. So thanks for watching the videos. Later, dudes.